I get it, you've probably spent way too much time scrolling through glossy images, trying to picture that sleek patio table and matching chairs in your own backyard, only to end up with a set that looks great online but feels like a flop when you actually sit down. The biggest disappointment is when the cushions are flat, the chairs wobble in the wind, or the whole thing just seems cheap after you've spent the money. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon, because what I'm about to walk through is meant to keep you from that exact scenario. First off, let's talk about the kind of situation this set is built for. The Purple Leaf Patio Dining Set for 6 is marketed as a whole family solution, a table big enough for a weekend brunch, 6 chairs that claim ergonomic backrests, and a finish that supposedly stands up to rain, sun, and everything in between. If you already have a small balcony or a modest patio and you want to upgrade from a coffee table-only arrangement to something that can handle a proper meal, this set lands squarely in your decision space. It's not a compact 2-person bistro set, and it's not a massive outdoor kitchen suite. It sits right in the middle where most suburban decks live. Who should actually buy this? Picture yourself as someone who enjoys entertaining at home at least a couple of times a month. Think family game night, a Sunday pancake spread, or a casual dinner with a few friends. You also need a table that can handle a 6-person layout without feeling cramped, and you want chairs that let you sit for a while without developing a sore back. The ergonomic backrest and the 45-degree high-density sponge cushion are designed for that very purpose. If you're the type who likes to pull a blanket over the set for an evening outdoor movie, the Grippable armrests will keep the chairs from sliding on a wet lawn, and the all-weather PE Rattan promises it won't crack after a summer rainstorm. On the flip side, if your primary use case is a quick coffee on a tiny balcony, or if you're looking for a set that folds up for storage after each use, this isn't the match. The set weighs enough that moving it around the yard is a chore, and while the chairs are sturdy, they're not designed to be dismantled for tight storage spaces. Also, if you have a tiny patio that can barely fit a 4-person table, trying to squeeze 6 chairs will feel more like a traffic jam than a comfortable dinner. In those cases, a smaller, more portable set would serve you better. Now, let's dig into the real-world performance. The first thing I noticed when the box arrived, and I'm talking about the unboxing experience, not some imagined scenario, was the weight of the components. The table frame is made from a steel base that's been powder-coated, and the chairs have a sturdy steel skeleton wrapped in that signature PE Rattan you see in the product photos. That material is essentially woven plastic designed to mimic the look of natural wicker but without the rot risk. In the yard, after a few days of rain and sunshine, the rattan held its shape, showed no signs of fading, and didn't get soggy. That's a solid win for anyone who lives in a climate with unpredictable weather. The cushions, however, are where the set feels a little more nuanced. The 45-degree high-density sponge is marketed as premium, and it does feel firmer than the cheap foam you'd find in a budget set. When you sit down after a long day, the cushion gives you a gentle give without sinking completely, which really does help with lower back support. That said, it's not the kind of plush you'd find on a high-end outdoor lounge chair. It's more of a supportive seat than a soft cloud. If you're looking for a luxury feel, you might find it a tad firm, but for the average homeowner who wants durability and consistent support, it hits the sweet spot. One practical strength that often gets overlooked in product listings is the grippable armrests. The designers added silicone-like pads at the base of each chair's arm, which means when you push a chair back into place after a dinner, it doesn't slide around on a damp lawn or a polished concrete deck. In my own test, I poured a small amount of water on the floor and tried to move the chairs. They stayed put. That small detail translates into less annoyance on rainy evenings when you're trying to keep the set stable for a family gathering. On the downside, the set's all-weather claim does have a caveat. While the PE Rattan itself resists UV damage and won't splinter, the metal frame can develop a light rust if you don't wipe it down after heavy rain. The powder coat helps, but it's not completely immune to corrosion, especially in salty air near the coast. A quick rinse and a dry towel after each storm is enough to keep it looking new, but it does add a